So with The Last Dance sort of concluding, at least midway through, there's been a lot of talk on Twitter, all social media platforms, on who the greatest ever is. And I believe there's a difference between greatest ever and best ever, because it's an important distinction to make when talking about who you think the greatest ever, who you think the best ever is. We'll start with greatest ever. The greatest ever is looking more toward team accomplishments along with personal success. So you look at a guy like Jordan, who had 2 three-peats, took 2 years off for whatever it may have been, whether it was being burnt out of the NBA or speculating on into the gambling, and maybe David Stern had a secret suspension, whatever it may be. And then along with that, the MVPs, he had the scoring titles, but accounting that in to team success. But then when you look at the best ever in a sport, you don't really look toward the team accomplishment. You look more toward actual skill level and skill set of a player, and not looking toward team, and not seeing that side of it. So when you see a guy like LeBron James, he only has 3 NBA titles, but you see what he's done when you talk about points, and when you talk about assists, and rebounding, and when you put the whole collective picture, you can certainly make the argument for a guy like LeBron James. But to put another example into the mix, when you talk about the greatest boxer of all time, you think of Muhammad Ali for all the things that he was able to do, just the greatness he was able to display. But when you talk about maybe the best ever when it comes to heavyweight, you may look toward Mike Tyson. Or when you look at a more broader scale in boxing, you look at a guy like Floyd Mayweather, who retired at 50-0 and never was defeated in the ring professionally. So those are just some key distinctions to make. When you look at the best ever, you look at a guy who just the player was the best skill-wise. Maybe didn't show it in his greatness, but at that one particular moment in time, he was the best there ever was when it came to his skill set, regardless of the team accolades or whatever it may be in a basketball sense, or just in his prime, that was the best he ever was. And then greatest is looking at the entire picture, looking at team accolades along with the player performance.